Hello and welcome to Let's Play Phantasy Star Online. I'm your host, Random Guy 928, and this video isn't synced up at all. There's a long story behind that, and I will get into that a little bit later. So you're gonna watch me dance around. Basically what happened, whatever, we're gonna do it now. Basically what happened was I screwed up with my settings, and I did not record my mic for the first half of this video. So yeah. But anyway, make sure you're in a solo room, then you want to go up to the guild counter, and you want to go down to side story, and then you want to start Dr. Osto's research, right there. And you will do that, and you will start a quest, and you will talk to some scientist dude, and you will skip through his dialogue, because there isn't anything important to say, and then you will run out into the level. Why are we doing all of this? Well, we're going to get something called the Soul Eater. It is a giant partisan stick that eats souls, or something like that. I don't even know. Eats your soul. Berserk. But yeah, so you're gonna use this. We're just gonna run through mines, and we're gonna have some fun with mines. So, unfortunately, because I don't feel like, well, I don't really see how I would effectively. See, watch, I'm just dying here. I don't even know what's going on. The second half of this video is performed a little bit better. Unfortunately, the first half of this video, halfway through I realized what I did, and I turned on the mic, and so the end works fine. The beginning, not so much. So, my solution is I'm gonna cut through the first few quests. This one is Dr. Osto's research. Now, as you progress through the quest, you will meet up with someone named Sue. Well, actually, first, there's a dude you will find, and you can kill him with a freeze trap. Anytime you see an NPC, you can use a freeze trap on them. This is very relevant to this particular video. Every time you see an NPC, here he is right here actually. So, you're going to talk to him. He doesn't want to let us pass. He's apologizing. He wants to kill us. So what do? Drop a freeze trap and then poke him. Freeze traps completely annihilate NPCs. If you freeze them, then they're dead. So if you can get a freeze off on an NPC, you pretty much just win that fight. So yeah. Anyway, so as you continue through this quest, you will meet up with Sue, and you will chat with her, and then she will follow you around and help as you go through the mines. Okay, so at the end of the quest, you end up at this giant computer thing. So you talk to the computer, and there's a bunch of dialogue, and you can ignore the dialogue at first, but this is actually really important. Normally you can just skip through dialogue. This dialogue you can't really skip. Well, this particular dialogue you can. So the screen will go black after you talk to the computer. You're going to get some data from it, and then you're going to chat with Sue for a little bit. And this dialogue you actually can run through. I don't know why I'm taking so long here, but yeah, this first bit of dialogue you actually can skip through pretty fast. And she says, let's help each other out, and is that a problem? No, it's not a problem. So anyway, so you can just kind of walk out once she's finished with that, and I'm gonna go eventually, and there we go. No, I'm gonna shoot her. I'm gonna talk to the computer again. Alright, so I'm going to go out, and then she's going to talk to you again. Do not skip through this dialogue. Do not skip through this dialogue. The entire point of this quest, basically, there are 5 quests in this sequence. The first, there's a special thing you have to do in each quest. This first one, right here, no sorry. You want to hit no sorry. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll down. One of these days I'm going to scroll down. I don't know why I'm not scrolling down. One of these, there we go. You want to hit no sorry. She doesn't get mad or anything. You want to hit, that's really all there is to it. You have to, there are 5 quests. You have to beat each individual quest, and in each quest you have to do something very specific in order to get the Soul Eater at the end. In this quest, you just have to hit no sorry when you're at the final dialogue. And then you can head on back to Pioneer 2 and finish it out. Alright, for the second quest, you once again want to make sure you're in single player mode, go down to side story, and unsealed door. So what you want to do is right underneath Dr. Osto's research. The second quest is called Unsealed Door, so I want to select that in solo mode. One thing I should mention is you have to, between all of these quests, the server isn't exactly the most reliable thing, so I strongly suggest you do it on Skyline, because it is the most stable ship, and make sure you do it. I do it in block 2, so you don't take up party spaces in block 1. And you also don't want to log off or change blocks or change ships or anything weird like that during the middle of these quests, because there's a chance it'll screw with your data and you'll lose your progress. So you want to just run off with this little Raymar guy here, and he's gonna help you, and by help you, I mean not do much of anything, because he kind of sucks, and I did not have a weapon out there. But yes, so anyway, that is actually the scientist who was giving us the quest from the last mission. He's pretty awesome, so I'm gonna touch on that. I will put that into this video. Anyway, so the whole point of this quest is you want to get to... Wow, I just blanked. Okay, so the whole point of this quest is you need to talk to Sue partway through it. There are actually two people, both Sue and Bernie. I'll show you where both of them are in just a second. Alright, so kind of near the beginning of the quest, you want to bring up your map. Here's the thing, NPCs will always appear on the map, so you can see his little blue dots in this room. Even though the room isn't on the map, you can still see it. So this is where Bernie is. You don't have to talk to him, but I do want to show you. I'm pretty sure he's involved with the other side quest if you don't, if you do tell Sue your name. So that's where he is if you're curious. Of course, Sue is a little later on in the quest. You're going to come into this room, and there's going to be 4 dub chicks here. You can actually see on the radar, or not this instant, but there's her yellow dot right to the south of this room. The door's open, so you don't even have to kill these guys to get to her. So you can just run on through there, and there she is. And you can just talk to her. And she just makes some comments, nothing too important. But then she leaves. So that's really all you have to do here. Now, if you may have noticed that this is actually the same map as Dr. Osto's research, at least up until this point. So your ultimate goal is to get to the same computer that you went at the last mission at, except this one continues to move. So you find the computer and you chat with him for a while, and you're tracking down some creature named Beta 7 something or other. Anyways, you get the computer, and that lets you get to the next area, so you can head over to Mines 1 from there, and proceed to kill a bunch more guild chicks. Of course, one thing you have to be careful about whenever you have an NPC ally is you don't want him to die, because then you lose. He doesn't want to die. Yeah, so you want to make sure they don't die. So I actually had to go through this quest again, and eventually you get to this thing at the end called Underground Channel, and you gotta feed your mag. So I'm gonna leave that in here because you should always be feeding your mag. So I'm gonna leave it in here. But as you go to the Underground Channel, and you find what you're looking for, Beta 1, no, Beta, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, you find Dayroll, and the Raymar plays dead, and that is why he is awesome. He is playing dead in the middle of the arena, and that's pretty funny. So then you get to go and fight Dayroll, which, I mean, hey, that's cool. He's a fun boss, and this is the first time I fought him solo, so I had a lot of fun with that. Anyway, so I just decided to throw some clips in here. This one I'm showing off some of my weapons that I acquired on my power leveling through hard mode. I got something to give me some HP back, and I got something that pierces through and hits multiple parts of enemies. And, as you may notice, I have a different mag. I got a new Photon Blast, which casts Shifta and D-Band on myself. This is called Mila and Eula. Most people would just call it twins. Basically, it increases my attack and defense by an amount based on the mag's IQ stat. So now I have to do a lot more damage. And my piercing weapon does hit him while he's on the ceiling, which is kind of neat. But no, I just kind of finish him off here to round out the quest. And he falls into the acid water, or whatever it is. Anyway, so as a quick summary for this particular quest, we go through basically the same as the first quest, except it continues on a little further. In the beginning, the only thing here is you got to make sure that you talk to Sue before the quest finishes. You got to beat the quest, but during the quest, you have to go and find Sue, and you have to talk to her in order to progress the Soul Eater storyline. Okay, so in order to continue with the Soul Eater thing, there are 5 total quests. And the third quest is called Waterfall Tears. And I took a brief break. As you don't log out or change block or anything, but the game won't know if you like step up and go get a drink or whatever. So I did that in the middle here. So you want to go down to, make sure you're in one-person mode again, go down to Side Story and look around until you find Waterfall Tears. Waterfall. How do you say it? So yeah, you just do this quest, and there's a random person here who gives you the quest. She does not come with you this time. This is we finally don't have some idiot following us around in one of these quests, which is kind of nice. It's kind of you don't have to worry about them dying, so I don't have to replay the quest because of that. That's certainly a plus. So yeah, this time instead of mines, we're going to caves. So there's really not a... Oh yeah, during this quest you have various... You bump into people periodically, and, well, we're back to fighting NPCs. So, remember what I said earlier? Freeze traps. Auto-win versus NPCs. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Of course, techs are really good in PvP. I don't think I use another freeze trap on this girl. I just kind of run around. I try and fight her normally, and you just kind of see how difficult it is without freeze traps. They have this magical invincibility for like 10 seconds after you hit them, which makes fighting them without freeze traps really difficult. If you freeze them, basically they don't get their invincibility. So, yes, that's pretty much all there is to that. Okay, so as you continue through the quest, eventually you get into Caves 2, and then you meet up with some more hunters, and this is where the quest normally ends. So you have a very angry, I guess as a Huni there, and she wants to make you dead, but you don't want to be dead, so you use a freeze trap on her, and then you kill her. That was easy. Anyway, she's really sorry that she tried to kill you, very conveniently because you just beat her in a fair fight. So anyway, she's getting all sentimental about something or other, I don't even know. But there the quest ends, and very important that you do not take the telepipe. That's the end of the normal quest, but we're not doing this for the normal quest. We're doing this for the Soul Eater. So you want to continue past that pipe and move on into the rest of the stage. Eventually, you will reach this point. I got lost a few times, but you can see on the map kind of where I am. Keurig will show up as a green dot, so you can, I completely forgot, but you can just go to the map and scroll around until you find Keurig's green dot. You can kind of see it, he's in the direction I'm headed. So, you follow the cursor. You start right around there, and you follow the path of the cursor up. That's where you fight the Huni. And then you come up. You have to go around in this circle here to get to a dot. Then you go back around to open a door, and you come up. You gotta go up on that thing, and then you eventually get to Keurig if you follow that path. Just kind of like the way I drew the cursor. I say this because he's not marked on the online map that I have linked in the description. So anyway, here's Keurig. You may remember him from battle training. He was helping me there. Now he wants me dead. I call him the Black Hound, and he wants to devour my soul. So what do we do when someone wants to devour my soul? Well, the answer's pretty straightforward. Drop a freeze trap. Pew, pew, pew. Alright, that went well. So he's saying, I've grown very tasty. I taste very good. So he's a weird guy. I mean, he's kind of crazy. He's a psycho android. But yeah, so that's the end of the quest. So, like the other two quests, there's the normal quest and then something else to do in this quest. First, there is first you just got to go through and get the hunters, but in order to get the Soul Eater, just go through and kill the hunters normally. But in order to get the Soul Eater, you don't leave through the telepipe that they give you. You continue on through the level until you find Keurig, then you defeat Keurig, and then you head on back to Pioneer 2 to wrap up the quest. And that will continue the Soul Eater storyline. You just remember to defeat Keurig in order to continue the Soul Eater storyline. Anyway, so it was right around here that I decided, well, I didn't decide, I realized that I needed to turn my mic on, because my mic was off. So, I wasn't going to go film through this again, because it just, yeah. Because, I just saw this. The only awkward thing is that I actually recorded this before I recorded these next sections before I recorded the sections I just did now, because as I said several times, well,